What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. Want to bring you all an update today of Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Zcash. Those are three we're going to go over. You guys, also, if you like me covering three or more coins, smash that like button. Let me know down low in the comments. We'll try to do it once or twice a week. But I think these are three that I really like to play in terms of trading, and I think they can be a good opportunity for us down the road as well. So we're going to get into all this, guys. Like I said, you get something from this, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's dig in. So first of all, we're looking at Litecoin here. And guys, obviously we have a lot of bearish things taking place, but we also do have some bullish things taking place as well. And the main things I want to talk about for Litecoin is we actually broke down through that $63.44 that I had for support, and that's the green line here that you see. We actually did break down through that yesterday on a one-day candle, and we closed below it right here. So that was a sign, that was a little bit nerve-wracking there that we did break through that support, because we would have looked at that to become support and then possibly make our next move off that area. But what happened was we went down below it and we tested this 200-day moving average. And what you kind of see down here are these tweezer bottoms. So it was defended, this 200-day moving average. And I've talked about how important it is to stay up above that. We broke through it on a long day candle with a lot of volume, and this was about a month ago. And for us to trade up above it this entire time and then lose it and start having candle closes below it, that can be a dangerous thing, because it takes a lot of effort to get back up above that, and we don't want to just drop down below it real fast, which we've done before. Whenever you just pump up through something and then fall right back through it, that shows that there wasn't enough strength to be able to keep us up above that area. So it's so important for us to stay up above that today, and that's something that I want to see for Litecoin. So we need the 200-day moving average to act as support. We need 63.44 to act as support, so we need a candle close up above that, or 63.69 that I have up there. And then I wanted to talk about how we lost the 20 EMA, we've lost the 40 moving average, and we have closed below this 50 moving average. And the 50 moving average, we had been up above it since January 6th, 2020. So it's significant that we lost that, and we lost it on a strong candle on heavy volume. So this is an area, guys, we need to be careful here. So this is a spot we would expect some type of bounce off of, but this is the cryptocurrency space, and you just really need to guard yourself right now. You know, one of the best positions I think you can be in right now is to have say a Litecoin position or a Bitcoin position you're in, but you also have some cash on the side, so you can start looking for a good opportunity for the longer term. As we know, the Bitcoin halving's going to be coming up, you know, in 80 days or whatever it is, and I think there is still going to be a potential run up into that, and then maybe a sell off of the news of that once it's actually, or I'm sorry, it's buy the rumor, you know, sell the news. But once we actually get to that Bitcoin halving, then you may have some sell off like we did for the Litecoin halving before. But I don't think we've seen that full push up into it yet. I don't know if it's fully priced in. So that's definitely something I'm going to look at. And also here, we've had a nice retracement. So from our swing low up to our swing high for Litecoin, we went all the way down to that 0.5. So that's common for the cryptocurrency space. We retrace a lot of times to that 0.5 or that 0.618 is an area that we get a lot of bounces off of. So we're going to have to see if we defend this area, and then we'd have to start trying to break up through that $63, and I'd look for us to try to break up above that 66.38. But this is why you have to guard yourself in this space, and you have to, in my opinion, I think swing trading, it's one of the best things that you can do. But you know, we're still in that area where if we can find support off the 200, we had a nice big correction, we took a big deep breath, then we potentially could keep moving to the upside here. The trend is still up as long as Bitcoin is also going to continue its move to the upside. And what you can also look at here, guys, is this trend line. So we go from about right here, and we're going to do it together here, just a rough one. We're trying to get as many points of touches as possible. So we'd probably take it about right into here, and we'll see. So pretty close to that area, guys. I want to get a touch here, 2, that's pretty close, 3 up into here. So we would want to see this trend line continue. So to continue to find support off this trend line, we had a big gap in between these touches here, and a lot of times when you have that big gap, you will find support here, and then you can continue to make that move to the upside. But we're going to have to see. This is just an area where I'd say it's more so be cautious in this area right here, because we know how quick the tide can turn or the river can change in this market. And then, you know, we're in this downtrend right now. We're in a short-term downtrend. We're just going to have to see if we can dig our way out of it with higher highs and higher lows. So that's Litecoin, guys. You like me covering it, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll move on into Bitcoin Cash next. And for Bitcoin Cash, I had a couple things I wanted to point out to you here. So what I wrote down for Bitcoin Cash, we lost all but the 200-day moving average. So we're below all those critical moving averages, and you can see now the 20 is actually starting to cross down through this 40. So we want to pay attention to this stuff, and we have lost that 50 moving average, which we had been up above for quite a long time, since all the way back to January 3rd. So it's important that we have lost that. But what we want to see is if we can find support or stay up above this 0.618 here, and that's at $296. We'll call it $300. We want to see support there. We want to see a continued move, but we need more volume. Now for Bitcoin Cash, we have not back tested this 200-day moving average yet, so that still could be in the cards if we are to move to the downside, and that would be around $281 we would look at. But with Bitcoin Cash, this is also one that moves so fast and aggressively. We were just up here recently, guys, at over $500. Now we're looking at $328. And like I said, that's the importance of swing trading and taking your profits in this market. I'm never going to tell anyone when to take profits because everyone's different. Some people could be scalpers, short-term traders, swing traders. I like to stick more so from the short-term trading to the swing trading. That's where I feel the most comfortable, because it's hard to hold positions in this market when it's so volatile, and there's just so many moves that can happen so fast. I mean, this bearish engulfing candle alone was up at around $500, and we ended up going as low as 421 in just one day there in one candle. So that's how crazy this market can get. But we want to see us hold this 0.618 here, and we need to start climbing up above that 0.5, and that's going to be at $355. We need to turn that into support, then eventually get back up above this 50 moving average. I don't like the fact that we have closed down below that. We're really going to have to go back up there, and that's going to be an area now that it could be resistance, and we're going to have to break up through that. And that's the type of stuff you have to realize. When you've lost it as support, then it's going to act as resistance, and you're going to have to try to get back up through it again with a lot of buying pressure. So for Bitcoin Cash right now, we're just going to look to see if we can almost form one of these Harami patterns here and try to get up above $335. So that's going to be the upside target, closing up above that. And then to the downside, we need to stay up above that 0.618, and that's going to be at $296 is what I'm going to be looking at there for Bitcoin Cash. And then the next one we're going to go into is Zcash. I want to take a look at this one. This one really moves fast as well. I like trading Zcash. So let's go up into here. All right. So for Zcash, you can see we had a beautiful trend line break. I mean, this was an explosive move. We were talking about how the trend was changing for the longest time with Bitcoin Cash, with Zcash, and we actually had that just beautiful strong break once we started to consolidate down here, and we had accumulation taking place, and then we had that massive break to the upside out of this trend line break. So that was a really good thing. And then when we're fibbing it here, we went from our swing low up to our swing high. We're sitting directly on that 0.5, and that's at $50, and that's also a psychological level. So we have held that. We're going to have to wait for the candle close today, and I want to see how much we pierce into this previous day's candle. The heavier that we go into this, the stronger this buying pressure is going to be. And we also have these tweezer bottoms down here. So for Zcash, I'm looking for us to hold that $50 as support. We do not want to drop much below that $50. And then to the upside, what we need to do is get up above that 0.382, and that's going to be at $56.65. And what we need to do is turn that into support, because right now that's resistance. So we have to break up above that, turn it into support, and then we have to make the next move to the upside. And that's just how these things work, guys. But we are in that tough territory, because now we're between this 200-day moving average down there for support, and then we have our 50, which we've had that golden cross that is now acting as resistance. So we need to start getting back up above those levels, and it's also going to take heavier volume for us to get up above those levels. As you can see, volume really isn't coming in yet, and we need it so we can turn this into some type of bullish piercing pattern, or at least a Harami pattern, to where we can start moving to that upside. But Zcash is definitely one I do like to trade. I think it can move really fast and aggressively. There's a low supply count on it, which is a good thing as well. And guys, it's just explosive. That's one of the things that I can tell you about it. I love trading coins that are explosive, because I'm not sitting in them for years. When I got into this game in April or May 2017, I was just hodling. But, as I've continued to learn trading, I've learned how to take my profits, and I've learned to not be upset if I take profits and the move, continues on a little higher, even if the technicals were showing that it wasn't going to move higher. you know, you never go broke taking a profit, and that's something that you have to understand and realize. Even if it goes a little higher, you took a profit, you didn't lose money, that's a good thing. You look for the next trade, and then you continue to move on from there. And that's what I like to do. But in terms of Zcash, I think this is a good spot here, you know, for us to really start looking to see if we can defend this 0.5 at $50, or if we're going to have to go down to that 0.618, which is also going to correlate with this 200-day moving average, and that's going to be around $44.71. So, you know, guys, these are some of the things that I'm looking at here. I didn't want to keep you too long for this, but if you like me covering the 3 coins, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Zcash, and we can change them, you know, do some like Digibyte or Dash or EOS, some of those coins as well. We'll try to get that once or twice a week. But let me know down low. Appreciate you all being here with me today. God bless.